Hey everybody, welcome back to our Stone Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here to watch some more Ranking of Kings. Last time we had our introduction to Season 2, and it's two-part episodes, I suppose.
Looks to be.
First part, we had Kage going on an errand for some mushrooms, getting harassed by the elderly for a while, and getting rewarded for it. And in the second half, we had Boji starting a gambling ring, and then feeling bad about it.
Wasn't a gambling ring. Boji
Well, a
started
gambling
a hus.
event.
Also, Boji didn't start it. Kage did.
He willingly participated in it until he felt bad for scamming a young girl
Yeah, it was a
out of her
hustle.
medicine
It
money.
was a hustle or a grift, more like not a
Uh,
ring
I,
constitutes multiple different parties, of which
mhm.
this was just Kage and Boji.
I mean, I'm not exactly up on my scam terminology or anything, but it is essentially that. No one's going to hit Boji. Boji is literally a dodge god.
Well, no, some people have hit Boji before.
Not normal people.
Define normal.
People who do not obviously possess some sort of superhuman ability that puts them at the, peak 1% of all fighters in the universe.
God, I feel like I should have been a lawyer. Because my first thought here is, okay, now argue obviously what obviously means. Because if I can define what obviously looks like a superpowered person, then there's nothing separating Oaken really from the Knights of the
Mhm.
Underworld. Because it's just different types of armor. So, Oaken doesn't obviously look like somebody with superpowers, and yet
Look,
Oaken struck Boji.
look, you're jumping the gun. You didn't build up your case. You gotta start with a good foundation. You didn't even tell me what arguing meant yet.
I don't have to tell you what arguing meant, I just have to convince an audience of your peers, or one judge, depending on which box you tick in the lead up, to lead you, as I've done, through your own argument to my conclusion, which is
I guess
typically what I do all the time anyway.
more specifically, you should get into contract law and writing those ironclad contracts where every single thing is specified to your exact desire. That's what you needed.
No, see, I prefer wiggle room. It's too easy to get tied
Wiggle
down.
room, like what Boji has, and being able to dodge people. It all wrapped back around. I rest my case.
Well, you'd be wrong because clearly he's not wiggling. He's sensing. Remember? Do you not remember when, God, what was his name? Matsumoto trained him to not
Mhm.
even use his senses? He could close his eyes to dodge.
Oh gosh. No, I don't have this memory right now.
That was like, God, I can't remember, episode 3 or 4.
Oh gosh, that
You
was
know, where
ages ago. Yeah.
he's got all the rocks put up on the, like, not a shelf, but like just a ridge of other rocks.
Hmm.
And, uses his tails to whack all of them at Boji at the same time.
Yeah. Boji can dodge a shotgun. Now there's an idea.
Well, a
So
shotgun moves faster than a whip, I think.
so we are put in the position where we don't have like an ongoing plot or anything. We're really just here to see like what little interstitial stories they'll throw at us, and if there happens to be one that's newer along the timeline.
Well,
Which I guess is what our biggest
it says it's
anticipation
like
would
a
be for.
treasure chest of courage or something, so it's supposed to be like, I guess, either proof of or motivating factors for
Hmm.
the things that have been done, I guess.
Right. I suppose that makes sense. If nothing else, I guess it's fun to just see more characterization of Boji being a good person, which we all know the show did a good enough job on that in like the first season, but it's just fun to watch the stories. So I guess with that, let's just watch the stories. But before we do, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can go ahead and follow us on Patreon. It's just $5 a month, but it's all to support the channel, just a little bit extra.
Click the link down below, join the Discord. It's where you can recommend future shows that you might want us to watch. Okay, so it's
Our
not
list.
the intro narrative, it's part of the intro.
Oh. Oh, I love that imagery. Oaken in the shadow of Desha.
Well, it was human Oaken, too.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, maybe they didn't solve the problem. We won't know until we see
They
it.
clearly didn't. We know that they didn't. That boy's hair is the same color as his skin.
What?
Alright, well, you're gonna have to wait a week until you see this opening again, Griff.
Gonna have to put a pin on that one.
With Boji, as a baby, his hair coloration was the same as his skin. Which
I
means he
mean,
had skin-colored hair. Think about that
I mean,
for a minute, Griff.
mo-
Skin-colored hair. Skin
most
hair,
babies
Griff!
have
Skin
thin.
hair! Think about it! Think about it, Griff! Skin!
I I like to apologize to everyone out there that it appears Reiko Caster has gone crazy due to rabies. So now that he's dead and it's just me, let's go ahead and talk about how much we Sorry, I can't do it. I can't backtalk you. But now we have your twitching pharaoh corpse.
We have fun. Sorry, I just saw the
God.
fifth-dimensional folds of the universe for a second.
デスパーから免許改伝を受け修行を終えたボッジはボス王国に渦巻く陰謀に立ち向かうため影や冥風騎士団とともに母国への道を
We're going pretty deep now. This is like, what, episode 20 or something?
Yeah, this is on the right back.
いや、まだ半分も来てない。
そっか、結構かかるんだな。
Despa's not even with them yet.
Just eats the wood.
おい、ぼっち。
Well, remember, that's his internal pocket.
Oh, I know.
どうだ、強そうだろ。おい、サボテンだよ。ほら。おお、隊長、持ってきたぜ。
Also, I have a bunch of cactuses inside of me now.
ボッチ様もありがとうご
Wait,
ざいます。
that's gonna be like a Chekhov's gun. He's gonna like throw a cactus at someone later.
あの人たち何やってんの？
見張りだ。この辺りは野獣が出るらしいからな。念には念をだ。
野獣？
ああ、夜になると現れて人間を食うそうだ。
Why does it sound like you're in an echo
デ
chamber?
スパーさんの修行で最強になったぼっち。
You didn't
It's
sound that
just
way
echo.
before. Yeah, well, it's game's like, its voice is his armor. It's like, well, yeah, but he didn't sound like that before, ever. God, I feel like we had you do your recording over the phone, and you didn't come into the studio.
これで朝までぐっすりだぜ。
Ah, the local Godzilla, of course.
Can't wait for it to be somebody doing hand puppets. Shadow puppets.
ぼっち、ぼっち。野獣だ、野獣が出た。あっちの方に野獣が出たぞ。誰かいるぞ。
Oh, it's just some dudes.
野獣の声だ。
Or hungry people.
あの人たちが襲われちゃうって。
I love that we're just immediately anticipating the tension to be paid off with humor.
That's gonna be real stupid if it's just Kage's stomach going crazy because he swallowed a couple of cactus. Sound was coming from him the whole time.
It's just one massive peyote hallucination for Kage.
マント借りてくればよかったな。
How would you even wear a cloak, Kage?
家だ。
What
かりついてんのにいねえのかな。
This is the guy who can slip under doors.
Presumably that's a little bit more rude.
もしかして野獣
What, than just opening the door to someone's
Sure.
house? Says the guy who used to sleep under doors to steal from people.
ひでえ。やっぱ野獣に襲われちまったんだ。なんだこれ。
Literally, they must have been attacked a little while ago. The fire's still going. Water is still dripping.
Who owns that big sword?
ごめん。俺たちがもっと早く来てれば。
あんたたち誰だい？
ああ、俺は影。こっちはぼっち。
What a weird multi-generational group.
もう大丈夫だ。
Clearly the grandma,
めちゃくちゃ
her
強いんだ
adult
ね
son, and his daughter,
いや野獣
right?
Could just be an old woman, that's all.
Oh, so the adult man is living with some random old woman and his daughter.
あ、もしかしてさっき外をうろついてた
Or are you saying he's one of those age doesn't matter people? And
I was
he's
just
got
saying the
a,
wife could be old. They could both be old.
and she turns out to be a gilf. Is that what you're
襲わ
saying?
れちまったってわけか。でもまあ、怪我してるやつもいねえみたいだし、よかったぜ。それにしてもすげえな。それでやつを追っ払うんだろ。
追っ払う？まあこの剣を見せつけりゃみんな尻尾巻いて逃げ出すぜ。
あんたがいる
We're built to the comedy of errors now.
お頭にかなうやつなんてそうそういねえからな。それにしてもよ、こんな夜更けにガキが何やったんだ？なんだよこのインチキ王冠は。
インチキじゃねえよ。ぼっちはいつか本物の王様になるんだ。
Again, you should probably just say, oh no, that's right, this isn't past the end of the show. Not again.
おい、やめろって。
なんだ？黙ってよこせ。
何すんだよ。
何って言われてもな。これが俺らの仕事なんでね。
仕事？お前ら。盗賊です。盗賊？
そうそう、見ればわかるだろ。
No, because you actually look like
やっ
clowns.
たのもお前たちか。
なんか文句あんのか。ちびっちまったか。あ？
ぼっち。
おいおい、そんな。
Also, his sword got decidedly less golden.
お前ら。
I'm not sure it ever really was all that gold.
It looked a lot golden before.
I think this goes back to my nobody's touched Boji before.
参りました。命だけは金ならいくらでも。
おい、動くなって。お前、汚ねえぞ。
盗賊にとっちゃ褒め言葉だ。ガキが妙な技使いやがって。武器をよこしな。
It's a weird thing about how he's holding it, though. If you look at it, the little girl's neck isn't anywhere near the blade. He's holding it in front of her chin. The threat is he's gonna chop her nose off, I guess.
We did use the cactus.
But he must be firing through his own skin, if you think about that.
And then he uses a cactus needle as a sword. It's crazy. That's just how tiny he is. Ugh.
It's weird that a conquistador found his way here to the fantasy world. Cortez really burned those ships.
I'm not really sure we've established many other styles of armor in this universe. Like, we just don't have the time for that in the series.
Anything they could think of, apparently.
隊長？
What
それでボッジ様とお前が出ていくのが見えて後を追ったんだ。勝手な行動は慎
No,
んで
but seriously, did you record your lines in the bathroom? What's going on?
寝ようとしたらゴーって声が聞こえてさ。
噂の野獣かもしれないな。無事で何よりだ。また寝ぼけて。それにしてもすごいいびきだ。
It's even worse.
しかしお手柄でしたね。賞金首の盗賊団を一網打尽にするとは。
ボッチは最強の男だからな。
I guess there was a lot of places in the show where whole adventures could have happened. And that's what we're being presented with. Hey, remember that time they were riding on horses? Well, here's a lot of in-between horse stuff.
Right, supposedly it took a week for Boji just to get out to the pit in the first place.
Well, yeah, we saw all that. The Desperate Training arc. And apparently, Grifter Boji arc as well.
一行は引き続きボス王国への道を急いでいた。
飛ばされるなよ、ボッチ。
みんな集まれ。絶対にはぐれるな。隊長、このままでは。
Yeah, normally, like, try to make sure the kids don't get blown away.
Well, I mean, Boji weighs less than a grain of sand. Of course he's gonna get blown away.
They're literally holding their horses down from getting blown away. Nobody thought, oh, better put my hand on the kid. God, sand. Hate it. It's everywhere.
Sand in those armor, that's gotta be the worst ever.
I don't know. They're wearing shiny metallic armor in the desert. I think they're already laden with problems.
ボッチ、ボッチ。ボッチ。
You pull your hair, let me know I like you.
すげえ。
助かった。ここで休憩し。
You know, I thought they were gonna set up the whole drama of them being separated, but I guess that was short-lived.
We got like 10 minutes, Griff.
Plenty of time for this thing.
Sure, just save on the animator budget, I assume.
It's the idea of animals.
Look, guys, my kid put this drawing up on the fridge, and I think we could really incorporate it into the show.
俺も見覚えがある。あの時の不思議な生き物に似てるな。
Oh, that is too adorable.
お気をつけください。噛みつくかもしれません。
噛みつく？
With what?
Imagine accusing a cute little cat like that of biting
お
something.
やめくだ
I'm
さい。
talking about my cat bites me.
相手は未知の生き物です。
Well, bites you affectionately.
No! I bleed! My cat bites me! It draws blood!
Its love language is blood.
It's not playing!
I just love how all the knights are just immediately won over.
You understand this is also why these creatures are gonna die out, right?
Oh? Why is that?
Historically, any creature like this that has existed in the real world acts this way because it has no natural predators. Which means doesn't have a defense against human interaction or, you know, the intrusive species we bring with us.
Well, they are in a desert oasis, but here's your predator theory.
It's not predator theory anyway. It's literally one of the reasons the dodo went extinct.
Right, right.
Bocchi!
ぼっちだ。武器構え。
For a second there, I thought they were just gonna swing at the air.
That's what it looked like. We didn't want to draw them in the same scene together. Here, Kage, eat this.
ここは俺に任せろってよ。
To be fair, this thing hasn't technically attacked anything yet. It's just walked in people's direction.
Extremely close to them, yeah.
Who knew a thing that's basically a shapeless mass doesn't have a weak spot?
似た生き物なら弱点も同じだったりして。ボッチ、そいつ馬に似てねえか？
No. Horses don't have spinal things on their backs.
They can if you're clever.
鳥だ。鳥とかどうだ？
Nope, those don't look like bird wings. Has Boji ever seen a stegosaurus?
ヘビはどうだ？ヘビ。
Nope. Every tail isn't a snake tail.
That one's just a reach, Kage.
大逆。
ボッチ！なんで危ねえ！ボッチ、ナイスキャッチ！
Oh, I see
Yeah,
where
yeah,
that's
it's the
going
kid
now.
thing.
Yeah.
That one is the other one's kid. We haven't done this story before. Well, we haven't done it this show, to be fair.
どうしたんだ？
That means it's a boy. And it seems like a mystery because Boji understands, but Boji can't tell us, the audience.
ボッチ、逃げろ！
Thought he was gonna throw it.
Yeah, just football throw the child. And there we have another problem solved with Boji's understanding.
ボッチ、大丈夫か？
And thus, the whole predator thing still stands. Especially considering that they don't seem to be eating one another. I don't know what the hell is feeding a creature that large in this tiny environment.
あいつの母ちゃんだったのか。ん？
That's right, look at Nature God Butt.
ないのに乱暴しちまってごめんな。
I love Kagi's desperate attempt to apologize to the wild creatures. Oh, they're being consumed again. We're back to the king of the forest.
So I remember they get pooped out the same way anyway.
Wow, we're back where we started.
That's right, Kage, you're significantly heavier than I am.
Kage's got a couple cactuses to ground him.
Doesn't matter, the stuff inside of him doesn't carry the weight, remember? Or was it all a dream?
Literally back where they started.
ボッチ！ボッチ！おーい！
I just realized Kage was shouting for the deaf kid.
constantly doing that.
ボジ
But where did the water go?
オアシスが消えてる。
あれは幻だったのか。
ああ、そうだな。
It's almost like this adventure didn't happen. So let's not tell anybody in the main story about it.
This is what you get from just having too much peyote in the desert. You just have these weird hallucinations all the time.
That's not a good ending for that one. This is trapped in the middle of the desert now. We know Boji doesn't bring it with. It wasn't there at the end.
That was a ride, to say the least. What are your thoughts?
I give all my thoughts in the middle of it, Griff. There's no continuation here.
Alright, here's a question. So what happened to the 3 bandits? They said they rounded them up, but they're technically in the middle of the desert. They didn't, like, take them to a jail or an authority or anything, and Boji didn't kill them.
Just because they're in the middle of the desert doesn't mean there's no local authority. That place existed for a reason. Built like to be a ranch. You don't ranch in the middle of nowhere for no reason. Assumedly, there's some sort of local economy.
That's the primary way you ranch. You go to a place where there's a lot of land and no one's fighting you for it.
Yeah, but not in
And
the middle of the
desert seems perfect.
No, because they had nothing to feed those creatures. It was all desert around them.
Well, I guess there was an oasis nearby that pops up every sandstorm.
So, assumedly, there might be like a middle point of traveling. So you just either lock them up or wait for another group to come through that'll carry them along. It's your classic Western. It just happens to be taking place in the middle of a desert.
Yeah. I mean, like, of course, I'm the person who will ask, like, what are the geopolitics of this region for a quick little bandit story and a quick little oasis story with some animals?
You can't answer that, though, because we don't even know where we are. We're some distance out from... Look, Griff, you don't know where they exited the underworld. Yeah. So, it could have been anywhere. For all we know, it's some indistinct point from between the center of the underworld, some indistinct outside exit location, and the boss kingdom.
Right.
And we have no idea about any of the kingdoms around it except for the one Kage came from, and we don't know what direction that one was from Boss Kingdom.
I mean, like, I would infer, like, they crossed the desert to get to the giant underworld hole, and now from the underworld, they're crossing another desert. So it should be the same one if they're going the same direction. That checks out.
No. We didn't spend any time.
We did. We camped out there.
Yeah. The end of one episode happened there.
Mm-hmm.
Which gives us nothing because when we get to the underworld, we're not really in the desert.
No, I think they still have, like, very dry terrain around the giant hole.
Dry terrain does not a desert make. In fact, a desert is defined...
That might be one of its primary characteristics.
Actually, no. Did you know the Antarctic is a desert?
Indeed. Therefore, it is rather dry.
It's not dry. Desert is defined by its lack of precipitation.
Mm-hmm.
That does not mean it's dry. It means it doesn't rain.
You'll find these two are very similar.
You'll find the Antarctic is not dry. It is comprised of a lot of fucking snow and ice, Griff. You're trying to debate the dryness of a glacier.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Theta has put forward the idea that the desert is any place where it doesn't rain. But it has never rained in my room. Is my house a desert? I rest my case.
Well, your house is the inside of a structure. You'd be arguing if the area around your house was a desert.
It's a microclimate.
Because additionally, it would be, was your house ever rained on, not does it rain in your house?
Clearly, the solution is I just need a very, very tall house, then.
Because I think there's a number of biome definitions that would
Mhm.
apply to the inside of your room, thus creating a definition nightmare, which we wouldn't get into.
Mhm.
It's like, is space a desert?
Yeah, it never rains in space, right?
Well, I guess it depends. Like, comets flying by. The tail of a
Do you,
comet counts precipitation.
do you consider a cloud of water to be rain if it is light years across? You decide. So yeah, this is the second time we saw those weird, I would call them, I guess, spirit creatures, soul creatures. We're gonna see more of them, aren't we?
Probably not. I feel like we're
Uh,
just touching on things that we've seen in the
Yeah.
show. That's why there's only 10 episodes here. We're going to touch on maybe 20 different things in a show that had a 23 episode run. So we're going to touch on everything once and go.
We're already technically, quote, halfway back to the kingdom. Like, I don't think the whole season is gonna be just old interstitial stuff we missed. There's
Well,
gotta be new content.
this might surprise you, Griff, but I think you're probably wrong.
No. Well, only one way to find out. We'll have to watch next time.
Skin hair, Griff. Skin hair.
Yeah. This has been Stoneface Reactions, everybody. I'm Griffin. That's Theta, and we'll catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?